Hey people, Injured here, 3v3, Angel Gate, blue team. Couple of Chaos Sorcerers first up is Uncle Rostam, and we've got Inequisitor, these guys fighting melee combat by default with strong disruption and battlefield manipulation. Iron Warriors elite scheme for Rostam, and Inequisitor rocking the Thousand Suns elite scheme recolored. I don't think this is actually the player Rostam, but I could be wrong. And Inekura, I think, is another player as well under a different name. Is it Inekura maybe? Who knows? I do try to find out, but players have so many names listed on Steam, I have no idea who it is. Centzontotochtin, though, rounds off the team with a Plague Champion starting off in ranged combat with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but it's pretty slow. We've got a Death Guard elite scheme recolored. Red team, up against the Plague Champion there is Saint Galahad as a Force Commander. Very good offense, fact in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. And alongside a couple of Eldar players, just wants to play a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support. And alongside, in a garrison somewhere, there you are, I found you, it's Tsototar as a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat by default. Great for capping and harassing with some powerful control abilities. Saw him harassing already inside that garrison there. Whole bunch of heretics up for Inequisitor, now just standing around with nothing to do. Looks like the Warlock is grabbing the northeast. The traditionally slightly slow start for Space Marines isn't that big of a deal if you're in the southwest, I don't think, because you can get back to your HQ so fast. And by slow start with Space Marines, I mean the very beginning of the game. It's not like they have us completely slow tier 1, just at their opening minutes, their opening engagements can be a little bit slow because they only have the 2 units up usually. Most players don't want to get the second scouts up. That's a good grenade. They get away okay. That heretic didn't. Speaking of heretics, there's the Doom Blast. They can't use their grenade again. Plague Champion getting shots in. Should be behind the cover. There he goes. Got some light cover now. And the Force Commander battle crying some heretics all over the place. Oh, they're still in on the scouts. I thought they were going to Doom Blast and run. They do Doom Blast and run. Just a slightly delayed run. Well played, Galahad. Dealt with double heretics opening, which can be tough for Space Marines in a team game, although Force Commander does even it up a lot with his battle cry. And we have some Havocs for Centzontotochtin. Rostam with double Chaos Space Marines. And still all these heretics for Inequisitor. Just want to play with Howling Banshees. Also some for Tsototar. And a Shuriken Cannon on the way for just want to play. Here we see the aspect of strength. I mean, I'm not an Eldar player, let's get that straight. But I feel like, why would you just not always get the aspect of strength? It is way more popular than the aspect of fleetness. I mean, you get a heavy melee weapon. Is it worth giving up the utility of some soft AV and a pretty good weapon for a little bit extra power melee damage and jumping over stuff with the aspect of fleetness? I feel like it's not. And we do see it a hell of a lot more. Chainsword and Storm Shield on the field for the Force Commander. Not often you get to see this, it's a really cool weapon. Defend. Can just walk through that Havoc's heavy bolter now, and Artificer on the way, making him even tougher. I think it used to give you innate range damage resistance, the Chainsword and Storm Shield, like just passively. I think it still does. Maybe we can get a feel for it. Centzontotochtin doubling up on the Havocs, so really good choice here for Saint Galahad. Might get some Assault Marines as well. In amongst the heretics there, we see using the Defend to stop the suppression from the Doom Blast, although it does slow you down. But it only slows down the Force Commander, I think. Not the other stuff that he's affecting with it. Trying to steal the power, are you? No, you're just shooting scouts, Mr. Plague Champion. And they run away. They do have shotguns. Here's the second Havocs. Are they going to get in the garrison? Nope. Just going to set up. So Defend lasts... Yeah, I think it like drains your energy. It's not a set duration. So as you level up and get more energy, that ability gets even better. Eldar do have the 2-to-1 cap. Well, Eldar, the red team. No aspect yet for just want to play. Raptors on the way for Rostam. And a decap on the natural VP. Tier 2 for Tsototar. Maybe some Wraith Guard on this map will do pretty well, I think. They get tied up in melee, just retreat them off, and they'll be back into the fight pretty quickly. Red team have this, oh, maybe not for long, got bashed. Can they get decapped though? St. Galahad now going for Devastators, so Centzontotochtin's going to want... I mean, they already have grenade launchers, but they're probably going to want Bloodletters out in tier 2, I would think. And of course, the aspect of strength helps you fight against the early vehicles like Blood Crushers. I mean, it can be enough by itself to dissuade your enemy from getting like a transport vehicle up or something. Warlock gets away. No war gear for this fella. No war gear either for the Warp Spider, who is struggling to get back that victory point there. 363 to 478. Raptors are up here. Jump troops that suppress when they land. There it is. Getting in on the Banshees, and these guys are pretty low. Got some Eternal War Chaos Space Marines in retreat path getting into melee. I think they're gonna make... oh, maybe not. Need to stop running and shoot. Get full accuracy. I think the Banshees are going to get away. If they did stop running, just plant their feet and shoot there, they might have finished them off. Some Nurgly worship. They did grab the power. Well done, Centzontotochtin. They have the one right in the corner as well. They could node them both. Tier 2 for Inequisitor. Also for St. Galahad. Did they get... no Flamer. No Flamer and no Noise Marines when they're fighting over this power. Here we see the defend doing its thing. Look at the range it affects. It's pretty big. Doesn't stop him getting knocked over though. But look at that. He's able to just face tank into these Havocs. Gets right in there. He's already level 3, this fella. Must have killed a bunch of heretics, I guess. Are you going to retake the power here? Inequisitor's getting some shots in. 343 to 465. Plague Champion gets away safely. Hasn't leveled yet. Much harder to kill Marines than it is to kill heretics. Meanwhile, it's a push against the power by Uncle Rostam. Got a Shuriken in the garrison there. Some Dire Avengers in this garrison, but Raptors are decapping. And we have double Eternal War CSM with the 3 models helping out. Heretics also showing up now. Looting getting on this VP again. What is this? It's, oh, there's a webway going up there. Is that a good place for it? How do you get down? You've got all the way around here to get down. I guess the Warp Spider can just teleport down. Could do some good stuff with group teleport on this map. Getting onto the power with a bunch of Banshees or something. Just generally setting up flanks in the tight streets. Was that a shotgun blast or a grenade? I think that was a shotgun blast. Aspiring Champion Heretics. And there's some Nurgle worship from the grenade fellas. I think you're going to want the grenades available to disrupt the Devastators. I think you should worship with these guys. There's that defend again. And the grenade barrage goes in. Plague Champion went down. There's the barrage, but these guys needed to start moving way quicker to take advantage of it. They're trying to go straight for the Devastators here, but they couldn't get there in time. Just a mistiming on pushing those guys forward by a Centzontotochtin, and the Heretics might fall 2 hit points, and they do get away. The Aspiring Champion survives. 341 to 419. It's just the Warp Spider being annoying, it is. Do we see any Warp vestments of the Warp? We don't. Do you see a Rod of Warp Fire? And the Icon of Tzeentch. Tsototar's pulled in some Warp Spiders, I think. Oh, this is the Exarch elite skill. I don't think I realised that. Yellow and black looks pretty cool. And again, harassing this VP. Inequisitor's been on it pretty hard. It's a good grenade, but I think they're still going to try and cap it. Yep, they're able to try and cap it. Warlock getting the Immolator. Kind of late for the Immolator to show up, but there you go. Can still do some work for you in tier 2 onwards. Force Commander into level 4 is doing really well. Centzon is into tier 2, and there's the bloodletters on the way. Just dropped some heretics there. Those were the melee heretics. Wasn't actually paying attention to where they died. Is this them here? I was looking at the rosters for a second. 341 to 419. Force Commander might get a kill. Does get a kill. The guy's kicking ass into level 5. Almost halfway through it already. Raptors have their aspiring champion, but they retreated through. Full strength Banshees there. Not full strength anymore. They lost their Exarch immediately. These ladies did get the aspect of strength as well. Maybe some actual Eldar players can let me know in the comments what they feel about aspect of fleetness in general. I'm not sure what else they could do for it. Maybe give them like a longer charge range or something once they get their Exarch. Just giving up that heavy melee weapon seems like a tough call to me. Oh, look at these bloodletters. Look very nogly. I'm into it. Devastators are there. Here is the warp. These are teleporting demons with power melee damage and a lot of it. And I think these guys are dead now. They're just straight up dead. That was a good special that's going to set up the kill. First warp, and they got a kill out of it. And look at that. Almost got a full level because they delivered all of the damage to those Devastators. Marines are worth a lot of XP. And if you deliver all of the damage to them, you get it all. Haven't seen this webway used a lot. As I said, it's in a bit of a strange place. Maybe the warp spiders could get into it and then just teleport down and bash the power. Chaos Sorcerer down there. Raptors into level 2. Wraithlord on the way for Just Want to Play. Bloodletter's now healing up. What about the Plague Champion? He's got nothing in terms of war gear. Force Commander running back into the fray. Into level 6 now. Maybe should be utilising the garrisons a bit more so the Force Commander can't just run up to you and tie you up. There's also risks, of course, with that. All the Eldar grenades and the Scout grenade. But look at that. Good damage from the Bloodletters. Chainsword and Storm Shield doesn't help you against Demon Swords. There's that warp again. Trying to get in on the Marines. These guys have a Sergeant. See him there with the Standard. He's pretty good in melee combat. And actually does more damage than the other Marines do with just the bolt pistol, I believe. Oh, here we go. Power bashing from the Warp Spiders. Doing a decent job as well. What's that? 4 or 5 bursts and it's down. Some Marker Zinc CSM now. And they will outshoot Warp Spiders. Even though they aren't getting bonus damage and not heavy infantry or anything. Still a lot of damage. Isn't it like 18 DPS or something, the Inferno Bolters? Grenade misses there. Bloodletters on the prowl again. So we're getting to the point in the game where these Southwest players start to think about the natural VPs and helping out generally a bit more in the mid. Once you have your power base to get into the later tiers, you don't actually need 4 power points. You're actually at risk of over-investing in generators, kind of wasting requisition. Look how much power Tsototar has right now. And Centzontotochtin. And Uncle Rostam. Tier 3 for St. Galahad. Great Unclean One on the way for Inequisitor. It's a great map for that guy. Big fat soup units and kind of waddle back to base pretty easily. And warp him around since he's a Sorcerer. Double cap here for Red. Have quite a big VP lead. They've had this one quite a lot, I feel like. Sorcerer with his Rod of Warp Fire. I don't think I've seen it go off yet. Wraithlord's gone for the Shuriken shoulder mounted. There we go. That was a Rod of Warp Fire thing. And now the Curse of Zinch over there. Which makes units explode when they die, which is why those guys are backing the hell off. How long does it last? You tell me? No, it's still on them. Maybe 20 seconds or something. Do they have an answer for this Wraithlord here? Raptors don't really want to get into melee with it, even though they have a heavy melee weapon. Great Unclean One could smack it around, I guess. Revive here. Warlock gets back up. Has the Warp Throw now. And the Warp Spider Exarch with the enhanced Warp Jump Generator. Here we go. These guys using the webway. But yeah, they have a bit of a trek to get down. Uncle Rostam, not a fan of this map. I'm not a huge fan of it either. Very tight. But I wouldn't refuse to play on it or anything. It's got some, you can get some fun games out of it. This is like literally one of the campaign maps from the original Dawn of War 2 that is shoehorned into a multiplayer map. I think if they made it a little bit smaller, they could have been a good 2v2 map. Maybe just remove some of the buildings to make it a bit easier to get around or something. If it's going to be a 3v3. But it's not too bad. 157 to 372 single cap here for the blue team. We got some regular Terminators up for the Force Commander. I was not expecting that. He's definitely expecting some Assault Terminators with Lightning Claws and stuff to rip through things. Got some Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines for Inequisitor. I think Uncle has, yeah, double Mark of Tzeentch. Level 2 Sorcerer, level 5 Sorcerer. We do have Vestments of the Warp. Lots of red for Centzontotochtin. We could see some Chaos Terminators there. Oh, Bloodletter's going down. Imperial Abyss, or maybe not Terminators then. That was pretty effective. Didn't quite wipe out those Tactical Marines. They were so close. They only survived because they were level 4. Here's that Great Unclean One now. Passively damages nearby enemies. Has some nasty abilities like that. Can also consume nearby allies for some energy back, much like the Sorcerer can do. Smacking some Terminators. We might just go into base and continue smacking them. We do have a Plasma Gun. 2 Plasma Guns, in fact. And this guy is weak to plasma damage since it's super heavy infantry armor. Oh, look at that. Another Imperial Abyss from one of the Sorcerers. Not sure which one. Great Unclean One is still here messing stuff up. And they're going to get... Oh, no, they're not going to get a triple. Because of the Warp Spider. Now being chased up into the ramparts of Angel Gate. Still haven't figured out that there's a webway there. They must have bashed power a whole bunch of times. Chaos Predator on the way for Inequisitor. You'd think probably a Mark of Nurgle one. They seem quite popular these days, and the toughness will definitely help against a bunch of Eldar on Angel Gate, which is not super great for tanks. Here it is. Lots of places to get trapped and have your pathing messed up. Force Commander level 7. The Cloud of Flies. I don't think it actually hit those Banshees. It hit this guy somehow. Might want to waddle back to heal up, Mr. Great Unclean One. There's some Nurgle, some Tzeentch worship, sorry, which will heal him up. It's a big old demon after all. Oh. He ate something a bit dodgy. Some questionable Chinese takeaway, maybe. Got another Predator on the way from Centzontotochtin. Still no war gear for the play champion. We might see the Fist later just to help facilitate some caps and stuff. Now he can get suppressed. There we go. Predator tank with no mark yet. The Force Commander runs away. Can they get on the VP here? Maybe? Looks like Heretics are perhaps going for it. Warlock is here. Knocks almost all of them over. Could have just destructed them and put down the Immolator, I think, on the VP. Oh, just dies. Just went and died. Terminators with the Cyclone Missile Launcher tearing through those Heretics with their Stormbolters there. Now going for the tank. Those are some big hits. That thing does so much damage. What is this? Eldar bashing power. Autarch with their fusion gun. Called in by Tsototar. And the Fire Prism from Just Want to Play. The Wraith Lord's still around, by the way. Now has Wraith Bones, so he can self-heal. It's handy. Warlock gets a revive from the level 8 Force Commander. So you're probably going to see him transition out of the Chainsword and Storm Shield at some point. Maybe Power Fists to go after these Predators. Oh, we have a Mark of Nurgle now. And a Mark of Khorne here for Centzontotochtin. Eldar continue to harass this power. Now having to fight a tank. The fusion gun's doing some work. Autarch puts her shield up, but that's a bunch of Marco Zinch Chaos Space Marines. They scare her off there. Double Plague Marines up now for Uncle. The tanks survive. They haven't really responded to them, the red team, yet. I mean, we've got the Autarch in. Now there's a Fire Prism. Fire Prisms aren't ideal for taking on tanks, though. They don't have much health. Look at this. You can't keep your maximum range. You're going to lose. I'm not sure what this thing's up to. Goes down. 137 to 283. There's a Haywire. But the Mark of Nurgle Predator can tough it out, I think. Blue team back on the contested VP. Red team just straight up have this power now. It's a single cap for the Reds. Galahad continues to push against this victory point. Level 7 Sorcerer. Curse of Zinch on these guys. I didn't see it explode. Oh, does it not explode if they're in retreat? Maybe that was seen as a bit too strong. Force Commander with his Power Fist now going after the tank, but looks like it's going to be alright. What is suppressing him? Oh, those Havocs. As soon as he gets rid of his shield, he gets suppressed. This Predator is still going too. They've done well, these Predator tanks. These guys going for a Power Bash, it looks like. Although, they might be going for base turrets. Not sure what these Banshees are up to. This is just once a play, completely forgetting about his Banshees. And they are going to wipe. Down they go. Those guys are going to get a Power Bash, I think. Heretics are retaking that power. Tsototar finding his way deep into enemy lines without much resistance, really. Always see him over here harassing his power. Power Blades going after the Mark of Nurgle Predator tank. Needs some help. There's a rear armor hits. It's going to go down. Just using its bolt to try and get away now. And mess up the pathing of the Warp Spider. Can he finish it off? Mark of Nurgle Predator tank does have melee resistance, but goes down. Well done, Warp Spider. Has Shimmer Orb as well. Did they get the Power Bash? They did. And I think they killed some stuff as well. Oh, look at this. They are going for the base turret. Maybe? Yep, Plague Marines are definitely coming down here. Lost a ton, says Inequisitor. Yeah, they did have a great unclean one. And that is it. They do have a bunch of red, though. Could drop a nuke. Or get some Terminators up soonish. Red team taking back them naturally. Did have a triple cap here. Look at this. 125 to 194. Trying to bash the base turrets as Uncle. They're going to get this one. Definitely. I don't know if you can. I assume you can repair base turrets. See a council on the way for Just Want to Play, who's also very depleted here. So the teams are kind of even, and Inequisitor now has some Terminators up. Now they're just straight up attacking the HQ. Oh, there's a Dark Flames. That's going to do a lot of damage to these base turrets here. Look at that. He's going for a HQ wipe. His Uncle here. Got the Demon Armor. Almost got these two base turrets down with just a single Dark Flames. Wow. Could have finished them off. But I guess they aren't a threat from this angle. And I don't think they're going to get the HQ down, but they're doing a lot of damage to it. Autarch doing some power bashing now. Meanwhile, who's down here? It's the Plague Champion of Centzontotochtin. There's those Chaos Terminators. We've got some more Chaos Terminators here, reinforcing. There's that great unclean one. Pulls the Warlock into some sandbags, and he kind of bounced off it. That was pretty cool. There's the big old retreat now. Oh, looks like an orbital went off here from Saint Galahad, which I of course missed. Everything got away okay though. Didn't seem like it did a lot. Sorcerer shot to death. Force Commander now level 10. This guy's been amazing. Do you want to fight a Great Unclean One? No solo, buddy. You're not Marnius Calgar. Thinks he is. Runs away. Teleports away, then runs away. Warp Spider Exarch getting on the contested 125 to 120. Very, very close. And they continue to harass this power. Really well done by Tsototar. He's been on the power like crazy. Both of those things. Now having to defend their own natural. The red team. Chaos Terminators with the Thousand Suns scheme. Looking pretty dapper. Going for some lightning claws. Where have they gone to? Oh, they're going back to base, are they? Drop pod over there. More Devastators for Saint Galahad. And more Plague Marines for Uncle, and why not? Fire Prison for Just One to play. The last one didn't do very well. And I think that was Tsototar's, I think. 115 to 116. Flesh over Steel on the Mark of Khorne Predator tank. Level 3 as well. It's going to go down though. Oh, maybe not. No, it is. Cyclone Missile Launcher finish it off from over here. They would have stopped the Force Commander, I think. Goes down he goes. Yeah, some serious hitting and running by Tsototar. Level 4 Dire Avengers now. Have been awesome. What about the Autarch? I can't select her, which means she's in the Webway Assembly, maybe? She can get out here and then just jump down, maybe. Avatar of Cain on the way for Tsototar. Look at this. Plague Champion now has his Plague Fist and Armor of Pestilence and Mucus Discharge. Is basically built to cap points. There's that heal. Can they get onto the VP though? Here's the Fire Prism of Just Want to Play. Plague Champion took tons of damage getting in there. There's our level 4 Marines shooting at you. And of course these Storm Bolters here. I think they're like 40 piercing DPS each, those Storm Bolters. It's a lot. Focused onto a single entity, it's a lot. And they get the decap here, these Terminators. They did use their teleport. But it should be alright, I think. They got lots of support here. The Inequisitor now getting some heretics up. Fire Prism getting shots from long range is what you want to see from your Fire Prism. Now have an auto cannon for these fellas. They finished the cap there, and down goes that Sorcerer. 111 to 68. I feel like the momentum is shifting towards the red team though. We will see. They do have 2 Terminators up the blue team. And the Great Unclean One is still around. And there's a Shrine to Tzeentch. Avatar chasing around a Chaos Sorcerer. Level 5 with the Tome of Subjugation. That's a nasty Wailing Doom. Was going for a HQ destruction again, I think. Might be a bit too late for that. Kind of might want to watch your VPs, Uncle. It's a big retreat there. Invites the red team onto the victory points now. These guys, it's expensive to reinforce. Chaos Terminators, 50 power a pop. Really expensive. Chaos are generally seen as a more requisition heavy faction compared to Space Marines, so seen as balanced to give them a more expensive reinforcement cost in terms of power. I think Loyalist Terminators are 25 power to reinforce, which is a big difference. Lightning Claw Terminators tearing through stuff. Force Commander also tore through some stuff. We lost the top, says Inequisitor. 102 to 42, and they sure did lose the top. What are these scouts up to? Run away, there you go. Force Commander gets a decap. Maybe they're just trying to buy some time there for this guy. Level 8 Sorcerer for Inequisitor. Tsototar. In fact, all of the red players can drop a nuke. Yeah, they can. So much stuff has died. And they've never spotted these two webways. They've done so much work for Tsototar and the Eldar. Look how aggressively he's using these Dire Avengers, using their mobility to the maximum. Just getting them in amongst things. An orbital there just to stop the cap, and a double for the red team. Could be enough. That could be enough to seal it. That's kind of trying to get shots. They've got an avatar to deal with. These loyalist terminators really haven't been under a lot of pressure. We did have double Marco Zinch CSM for a while as well. Not sure exactly how they were lost. We do still have one from Uncle. Inequisitor had the Mark of Corn, fellas, I believe. 35 to 42, 1-to-1 cap. Blue team are getting the northeast. Look at this. Red team took it, but they didn't keep anything there. Really intent on taking this VP. That could be a big misplay by the red team, not to keep anything up there. There's a 2-to-1 for blue. 4 Plague Marines. Big old fight on this VP now. Plague Champion forced to retreat. I think they're going to get the avatar. Maybe. Nothing's close enough to shoot it. The melee stuff is trying to chase, but couldn't quite get it done. Avatar lives. 35 to 26 on the VPs. Look at the resources that Tsototar has. Could see a couple more nukes yet. Warlock chasing into base there. After all of that, they did not get a decap on that VP, but they have retaken, well, soon to retake the northeast, I think. Warp Spider just killed a bunch of heretics, and they're on it. But blue team now going for this natural. Really do get some hectic late games on Angel Gate, because those two natural victory points are just so close to each other and so close to the bases. Does work well in these late games. Phase armor on the way for the Warp Spider Exarch. Not sure what these Plague Marines are up to, just breaking line of sight maybe. More Plague Marines for Uncle. They're concentrating on the two naturals. Why are these guys not capping? What are they up to? They're going for a base kill. At this point in the game, 15 to 20. Big misplay there from Uncle. Why were you not capping this victory point? They lost their natural momentarily. That's really screwed them over. The scouts will die, but they might be able to cap. I think you should have just shot them instead of using your power fist here. Think they might have killed them faster. Maybe. You need to cap over here. Yeah, they're not going to have time. Big misplay from Uncle Rostam to go for this base kill and not stay on the VP there. Massive misplay. Not sure if it was a challenge that they set themselves. Hey, I'm gonna just destroy a HQ in this game. Where they're level 6 Sorcerer, level 8 Sorcerer, level 5 Plague Champion, level 4 Warlock, level 5 Warp Spider. Some great plays from Tsototar. Constant pressure on his powers. And a Saint Galahad with a heroic Force Commander. The Chain Sword and Storm Shield was awesome early on. And then started doing some Power Fist shenanigans. It's a fun game. A weird game at the end there. Uncle Rostam with 5 Plague Marines just ignoring the victory point. Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.